cinema matinee. I ain't got 750 to pay.
Now, Leon, did you know that by taking your jacket off about 1,000 times, that you could learn expert karate? Excuse me, kung fu.
Yeah, because this isn't the Karate Kid. Oh wait, it is.
Yeah.
Except there's no karate to be seen.
Now, to be fair, when I was a kid, I used to do it a lot, and I learned karate. I mean, mostly from watching Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh,
but I did learn something.
Well,
like how to do a swan kick into a garbage can.
Because they thought it's possible.
Sure.
After the original Karate Kid, every motherfucker was going out and learning martial arts. Just like after Back to the Future, everybody wanted to get a skateboard. You know, it was the same thing.
I thought you were gonna say after Back to the Future, everybody tried to build a time machine, because that's what I did.
Well,
it failed miserably.
not everybody.
Well, after the Karate Kid, everybody stood in those crane poses, and then they got their asses.
And then they got their asses beat by themselves. They did that crane pose and just fell right on their ass.
Fell over.
Yeah. Shit, who knocked me out? You, bitch, you. Shit. Man, let me tell you something about this movie. Okay, now, you remember the original Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio?
Sure.
And Pat Morita?
Yeah, and Arnold from Happy Days.
And Arnold from Happy Days. And that was a cool movie, because with that movie just dealt with a bunch of douchebags who learned karate or kung fu or whatever kind of food they were learning from the local strip mall.
Right.
So they learned it here in America. They just went and picked it up, signed up for it, and you got kind of the idea like, okay, some old janitor or handyman could teach me some kung fu himself, and I could take on these guys.
Right.
Now we got the new Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Which stars the son of Will Smith, Jaden Smith.
Jaden, right.
And
because, you know what, that Smith family is not successful enough.
Oh no, they breeding money now. He's just like,
you know what? I'm just happy that Jaden kid got a break finally.
You got to pay your share now. You're born into the Smith family, the lap of luxury. You better get ready to be in a crappy movie with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, who practices Smith Fu. Taraji P. Henson plays Jaden Smith's mom in this movie. She gets transferred for a job over in China.
Uh-huh.
Now, when they get over there, you learn quickly that these kids, they ain't fucking around. They learn karate out the vagina, you know,
or kung fu,
or kung fu, whatever the fuck it is. They are not born. They kung fu kick their way out the vagina. So when you see little Jaden Smith getting picked on, all of a sudden learns kung fu just from taking his jacket off, it's like you ain't fucking around with these white kids who learn this shit from a strip mall. No, these kids in this movie, they are not children. They are weapons.
That's part of the problem with the fantasy here, is that how can you really want me to buy into this? This is China. I mean, it's less than a year of training. They don't say precisely how long, but clearly less than a year, because before he's had any, they're like, we'll be in the next tournament. So presumably less than a year. So he beats the greatest kids in China in less than a year? What is that?
It's insane. See, the way this leads up is that Jaden Smith, the day he lands over in China, he's like, oh shit, this is cool. Why? Because I'm already picking up the Chinese chicks. And they smile at him and everything, but the moment he starts like picking up this chick, somebody taps on his shoulder. He's like, yes. Well, pow! You know, it's the neighborhood bully. And this kid is fucking scary. This kid must be about 12 years old. Chuck Norris would look at this motherfucker and be like, hell no.
Yeah, Chinese kid of the perpetual scowl. So, you can tell he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he gets there and immediately gets his ass beat by the local gang who just do not like him messing with this one chick. And then they decide to like, all right, you know what? You already crossed the line. We're going to make your life a living nightmare while you're here. Every time you see us, you're going to be running scared. And you can see why, because this kid his name is Chang. Huh? I don't know what his name is as an actor, but this kid is the greatest kung fu star and master of the dangerous stare. Because everywhere little Jaden goes, that dude's just looking.
Yeah, he can tell he's there. He's like,
I mean, when Jaden Smith looks in the mirror, he don't see his reflection. He sees that kid, and from that point on, he's getting. I mean, this is okay. You got to buy a lot. Let me just tell you real quick the rest of the plot. If you've seen the original Karate Kid, this doesn't follow too much of a difference. He's getting his ass beat. It comes to a point where the handyman in this situation, instead of being played by Pat Morita, it's played by Jackie Chan. He sees him getting his ass beat. He's like, okay, I got to intervene. He comes out, helps his kid, and says, you know what? I'm going to teach you kung fu so that you can fight these other kids.
The evil
It wasn't
kids.
like, hey, you can't just fight him for me. You can't just tell him to leave me alone.
Well, he did, man. He does do that.
I hate to admit it, but as a white person, I was like, what? He's black. Shouldn't he just be like, hey, where can I get a gun?
You know, that is true. It's like if there's
You're
ever
talking to that girl like, after getting his ass beat, why didn't he just go like, no, man, I'm not trying to pick her up. I just need somebody to do my laundry.
I mean, I admit there were some hot little Chinese preteen girls there, but, you know, they were just cheap knockoffs of American hot preteen girls.
Oh yeah. No, this fool here,
Come on,
man.
Corey, your turn.
Look, you know what? That's the first thing. You were right, Cyrus. This is the first time I was like, if you ever should live up to a stereotype, now is the moment, because the way this in this movie, man, it is funny because the fight scenes are the highlight of it.
Yeah.
Now, they're exaggerated because
Do they get into wire fu at some point?
no. I mean,
Not to
no,
that level.
no. They, in fact,
Oh, that's for the sequel.
no, the fight scenes are so good that they bring you to realize the flaws in the fight scenes itself.
Oh.
Because the way that these little Chinese bullies are beating up Jaden Smith should be dead.
Yeah.
The way they flip him. Now, this is not happening on a mat or grass. They on concrete, and they throw this motherfucker around. He lands on his head about 3 or 4 times. It's like, if you ain't dead, you should at least be drooling and talking about.
Well, part of the problem is that they're using the same Foley effects every martial arts film does. That big block of wood, boom, with every punch. And you're like, Jesus Christ! And it wouldn't bother you so much. Like, you watch, there's lots of Asian films with little kids who are badass. It's almost a genre in and of itself. It doesn't bother you there because they're all played for laughs or silliness or whatever. Here, this movie wants you to take it back seriously so badly. It's so serious all the way through it that it's just like, you're like, wait, what? That kid would have just punched right through him with a sound like that. You can't buy into those fantasies because of how badly it wants you to feel this is all real and really happening. Nor can you really buy some of the shit that Jaden Smith pulls off after, like I said, less than a year of training. This kid is flipping around like he's like an 8th level black belt or some shit by the end, and you're like, no, I'm sorry, I don't care how nice your jacket is.
Well, you were
Taking it
right
on and
about
off ain't
that.
gonna do that.
No, wait. Did he mix it with a little hip hop?
Yeah,
Throw him off?
Oh, yeah, no, he mixed it with a little hip-hop, but he didn't mix it with kung fu. He mixed it with an ass beat. Like, he's breaking and popping, and, like, there's a pop that comes inside his fucking head after a while, because he's trying to impress that girl. They
Chopping and socking.
Yeah. Slamming and whamming and, you know. But that fool, man, now, this is the main problem with the film, because you see how villainous these kids are, and you're like, oh, this is much worse than the original film. I mean, they're killers.
Yeah.
They are vicious.
You make them sound like the teenagers in Harry Brown.
Yeah, meant worse.
Yeah, they're played up to this level along with their trainer, who's like, no mercy, you know. It's so ridiculously over the top evil that with everything else, you're like, really? Is this? I didn't having a hard time with this. I mean, the bad guys in the original movie, what was it, Joe Piscopo or something like that?
No, it was a Joe Piscopo.
It was a different guy.
I don't know.
Cagney and
No,
Lacey.
but you're like, that guy was a sweetheart compared to this dude who's just like going, hey, you know what you should do now? You should totally break his face.
Oh,
You should
no,
go
that-
like, you should smash his leg just because it'd be cool.
It's
you know?
insane, because in this country, you can't really blame the kids, because if they do not whoop somebody's ass,
They get their asses
they
whooped.
get their asses whooped themselves. I mean, when they don't show any mercy, whoever the master is of this dojo here, he's crazy. He like for looking in the wrong direction. He's like, what are you looking at? Shut the fuck up and pay attention.
Yeah,
I mean,
he drove a tank over this one kid.
I said no mercy. Wait a minute, no, my legs. No,
That sounds almost as bad as working for you. Corey.
no.
Well, come on. It was a compact. Don't bitch.